Okay, good morning. This is a quick video. The aim of the video is to share on this issue encountered in Terraform when you do your Terraform plan and it provides you this error. This is not the initial error. Permit me to go to the initial error, which I have. Yeah, coming. Okay, I'm able to look at it at the moment. Now the error says provide one feature block or something. So in short, how do you resolve this feature block issue? It's simple. All you need to go is, formerly I went to my Terraform block, which is not the issue. This is my Explorer. This is where I have all my files. So you obviously, I went to my main file. So under my main file, there I have all my code. Okay, so underneath you have to, before you start creating new files, that is the resources you want to declare, it is of note that you need to, the resources, you have to do your provider, you have to create your provider. So for me, you have to create your provider, so which means you declare your Terraform, declare the provider you want to use, which is Azure, the source and the version. I got this from the information I recovered from my Terraform block, so I just copy this last line. While noting that this on your, I'm using Visual Studio Code, you must note the extension that you must confirm that you have the right extensions installed. You go here, you write installed. The two things you need to confirm here, these are all the installed extensions I have. The extensions just help you to be able to have access to the commands and the dependencies of each of these installation files. So for me, I needed Azure Terraform installed, and also I needed the Azure account activated. So I've done my activation, my authentication on the background. So I copied this and I copied this for the provider and the version. So back here to the main TF. Once you do that for the Terraform, this is the YAML file format structure. Then you go to your provider. You must create, it says at least one feature block. So once you have this there under your provider, you state your subscription ID. I don't want to go into my personal details. Permit me. So once you have that done. I guess I by mistake closed my shell. So let's do it together. So it's easy to run it. In essence, this is what you really need to have on your page. Yeah, I followed this guide actually to set up my yeah, this was I was ensuring this is confirmed. Your Microsoft Azure, you can go through this link later. You must ensure this is installed and also the Azure account as they stated there. So the Azure Terraform and your Azure account. Sorry, this page is in French. Okay, so you configure your environment, you download it, you install it. They give all the guide to the installation here. You follow this to set it up in your PowerShell. The authentication. Now you create a file named main.tf. There you set the name of, I actually copied this exactly and posted it. I created my main.tf. I did the same for my variable.tf. When I set up the variables, okay, permit me to show it to you here. My variables, I can show my variables. So I copied exactly, you can see I have two blocks, variable, the group location and the resource group prefix. I copied exactly the same thing. I moved down and I created a file, made the output where the output will be posted. So the next thing is to push it towards the cloud. Now the command is Azure push, but instead of typing it in your command line, all you need to do, now you're doing it for the first time. So I just came here where you have your widgets. You come in here. Sorry, please. let's take this back to the full screen page view command palette. Then you click push. It pushes. It's open. Do you want to open Cloud Shell? Okay. It pushes. It creates your Cloud Shell. It pushes the command. It pushes majorly this files into your cloud source. This is, I've already done my authentication to my Azure cloud. That had been done in the background by here. I have my Azure already set up. You can see I have my subscription already, and it's have this app already deployed. This my Flask web app already deployed. So it's actually this app's credentials that I recovered. Now, something to note on the credentials of your files. Aside you declaring your features block, you must declare something. When you're configuring your Terraform, you must declare this. You need to use this guide. You need to, it's here, just this is where you need to do your authentication. Your authentication must be done before you go into much details. You go to your Azure, you do your authentication, you do your signing. That's what I mean by authentication. Now this is just to verify you have it well installed. Okay, this is where your authentication starts. You do your Azure login on your CLI. Your CLI is, yeah, once you have this page loaded, this Azure shell, you come here, you select your Azure. I do use the PowerShell and Bash, but I use a lot of Bash. I like Linux. So now once you're here, you do your Azure login, you do your authentication, you follow this command straight up. Now you show your, for example, if I run this command, my Azure cloud show, it will show my details, but I don't want to go into my credentials today. Now the next thing is you have to create a service principal, but here I didn't do that because I believe that already been done when I was creating the app. Now I needed this, sorry to be too quiet now. Yeah, this is what you need. This is what you need. So you need to create these two first blocks, the provider Azure Resource Manager and the Terraform, specifying that you're using Terraform as your software infrastructure as a code platform. You specify your provider you're using, which is Azure, which is not AWS in your case, provided by built by Shikup. The version, this is greater than 2.0, but I still the version which I had. Then your provider, you must create a features block, empty one, and your credentials. So your Azure subscription credentials. Now, how do you get this? This is gotten from your so to get this done, this one in particular done. You have to go step by step. There is a step-by-step approach to it. Coming, let me see. I found a guy which was really helpful. I think this is the page. It's a discussion page. Or when I have an error on features block, what do you need to do? You have to provide just like the same thing I showed earlier. So this must be in the main TF line. It's expecting it. It said expect. This is actually the idea. It's expecting that you provide in your provider's block your service credentials. Now the question is, how do you get them there? Mind you, this is the error we started with. At least one feature blocks are required. So how do you navigate to reach there? Now this doc is not giving us that, but I had one of my docs open which guided me there, and this not. Yes, this is it. This is the doc that guided me there. True optional authentication. Now, how do I do that? In short, what was trying to happen is we have our Terraform files. We have our Terraform files already in my Explorer. These are the three main files. All these ones are just hidden files and VS Code files. These are the main things I have. This ones I created to get my service out. Now, these are the three things. Under your main, you must declare initially those two blocks I made reference to recently. Now to pick up these figures, these keys, what do you need to do? You go through your Azure Portal. For example, let's take it together. Myself as an example. This is my Azure Portal. This is my Azure Portal. I go through my Azure Portal. Sorry, my screen is in French. Okay, don't let's use this. This is more of an old page. Let's use this other one, which I just opened freshly here. Now, this is in English. So this is my subscription. This is my subscription key. Now the next thing is, let's see what it told us to do one by one. Search for Azure Active Directory, just the Active Directory, Azure Active. You can see it here, Azure Active Directory. Click it. Once you click it, it asks you which one do you want. App registration, because you have 30 subcontents. So we need Azure registration. So where are you? Bref. I click see all, so it opens the whole Azure Active Directory for me. So from here, I'll select what I need, which is app registration here. Now, aside from there, select your application. So